from season 3 episode 1, and we already have more mysteries on top of mysteries. I can't stand Jim, and the monsters are getting smarter, people. The episode called Shatter. This is my review recap, and let's figure out what's going on. And they pick up right where they left off, and we see Tabitha in the outside world, or at least not in the world of From. She in the hospital after being discovered on a hiking trail. And shout out to our girl using all her common senses and getting out of there before the police came to question her. Cause how she's gonna explain where her 2 children and husband are right now? She can't tell them they in the never ever place. She put back on her clothes. I know she's stinking. They probably gave her a scrub down, but I don't know if they washed them clothes, and she got the little lunchbox that Victor gave her, so kudos to that. Now, I do think it was a silly decision for her to get somebody's phone and call her mother, thus kind of confirming that she did make it outside of the From place. Because I know you thought you were comforting her by ensuring her that you're alive, but now you're not telling her where you are, not telling her where you've been. She still has those worries. Because Tabby's in, I think, Camden, Massachusetts. In opening lunchbox, she sees an address, realizes, hey, that's probably where Victor's family is. And she meet this old dude who recognized that lunchbox, and hey, that's probably Victor's dad. Will he believe that his son's been stuck in the From place for all this time? I guess we gotta wait for episode 2 on that one. But I'm gonna tell you this right now, I know Sheriff Boyd is tired. He has to keep trying to solve all this chaos going around him. Especially when you got people like Jim making bad decisions all the goddamn time since season 2 to now. He decided he's gonna abandon his 2 kids and to try to look for his wife. And Kenny go with him so he don't get himself killed. They supposed to be walking till they see spider webs, but they see this weird thing behind me, weird statue. I don't know what it means. I don't know. Instead of trying to find the landmarks that Boyd told them to look for, they see this, they discover these weird little houses look like they was old as hell and decide to stay in one and put a talisman up. And when they inside, they hear something on the outside. Lucky for them, they had a talisman. That's why people can't stand Jim. The first night they are out on this crazy adventure to find Tabitha, he realized, oh, maybe she wouldn't want me to do this. Maybe she would want me to be there to protect the kids since she went off on this crazy adventure. How about after one night, we turn around and go back? Damn, Jim, what was the point of you being there? What was the point of you going and also taking Kenny to go with you? That way Kenny couldn't be there to truly protect what mattered to him in this moment. I blame you, Jim, for what's to follow. They're not doing too much better though, because they realizing that all the food they have still growing is dying, is rotting, like the land is poisoned. They were already low on food, and if you look at what everyone's wearing, it is getting colder. The seasons are changing for the first time in who knows how long. If Donna shook, I'm shook. People run up on Tien's house to raid the food storage that she has. No, listen, everyone wants to get it how they live. They want to get the food so they can be safe. But we got to think of everybody in the situation like this. I would already have a hard enough time trying to keep this town together, trying to get people to follow the rules so it all doesn't fall apart in chaos. It don't make it no better that we got Busboy over here trying to take a goat for himself once he realized that all the food is running out. That's why I can't stand you, Busboy. You know the right thing to do. During this almost confrontation, our boy Vic over here did almost pull out a blicky. Busboy was trying to take Ethan's personal goat, and Vic don't let his friends get bullied. I thought Vic was finna let it blast for a second, but he calmed down, Boy had to reassure Busboy, Boy had to reassure everyone around him that, hey, we need the goats. We need them for the milk, and possibly if we do need to eat them, this might be our only source. We gotta share together, people. Keep it together. It also don't help that Jade was getting blitzed as he was trying to solve this mystery by himself again. Using the shapes that he saw in that book from season 2 and that he saw in the cave when he went exploring by himself. I don't know, I know he was drunk right here in this picture, but somebody should have got on the ground and looked up with him to see what he was seeing. Make him explain what he's trying to solve. Because later in the episode, when he finally sobered up and they're both in the little Sheriff Boyd's place, he's like, oh, I'm still trying to work on something. I don't want to tell you yet. Tell him. Tell him. That's the problem. Y'all always out here trying to keep secrets. We don't need them right now. We need everybody working with the same amount of information to get us out of this town. Even if you don't think I'm not gonna understand it, let me know what it is. Because if something happens to you, it goes with you. That at this exact moment, the monsters at night are using smart. They know that the people are running out of food, so what do? They unlock all the livestock, so they walk out through the town. Boy crazy behind, grab the talisman, run out there. Jade follow them because they see the 2 cows, knowing they got to get them back because if they don't have those cows, how long can they truly survive? Kenny mom had a good plan that they should plant more crops in different locations, not knowing that the soil is poisoned around Colony House. But the livestock is essential if that plan doesn't work. They gonna need that meat. No time to be no vegetarian. I'm gonna give Busboy credit where credit's due. He saw the monsters trying to follow Boyd and Jade. He started honking his horn to warn them. More people came to help. The Matthew kids, they're like, man, you know what? I'm finna go out there and be a hero too. Open the door, and the old lady we saw in the first episode of the series, who's a monster, was there, and she was hungry. Them and a few others were able to run to the bus for safety. Monsters were able to kill half the livestock. Sheriff Boyd and T and Kenny's mom were able to get that last cattle all the way back to the barn because it was necessary. They had to have that cattle to survive. It meant everything. But when they got there, it was a trap all along. Apparently that voice we've been hearing people talk to since season 1, like on the phone and the radio, was apparently the cowboy-hatted monster below me all along. I teared up at this part. I promise I did, me and my wife, because the monsters tied up Boyd with his own handcuff. They arrested him. I'm getting emotional even thinking about it. We can hear them torment this lady again and again as Boyd was forced to sit there and watch. And I appreciate Sheriff Boyd for never turning his head, because that was a friend, a close friend, a family friend, family. They've all been through so much, and he at least gave her the decency to look her in the eye, to be there for her as whatever these monsters did to her happened. I don't know what Kenny gonna do once they get back. Jim literally had him go out there unnecessarily for nothing. For nothing. He wanted to turn around immediately. Now, Kenny couldn't have been there to protect his mom. Sheriff Boyd, please don't let that man see what they did to his mother. Nobody can handle that. You can't handle that. Is you gonna be ready? Now we gotta figure out what are these. We gotta be worried that the monsters are learning. We still ain't got no food coming in, and we lost a pillar in this community. They all need to get together and figure out what's going on together as a team. I think this was a great season finale, a great way to start. With such a strong, powerful ending, I can't wait to see what happens in this season. Made it this far, make sure you like the video, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you follow me for the best and most fun from content on the internet. If you want to provide any extra support, you can go to the bio on my main page and you can buy me a coffee. Please, please, please let me know your thoughts, leave them in the comment, and let's have a fun time exploring all the mysteries, all the supernatural events happening in this season 3 of From.